Here is your short tutorial on how to create the autumn candle kit. So in your kit you will receive your pot, which is slightly different to this one. The fluted one completely sold out, so I've had to use a different one to demo in. So you'll have your pot, your big bag of gravel, your moss, your candles, and all of your lovely autumnal sort of foliages and dried seed pods. So with your gravel, you just need to pour that in, leaving about just under an inch around the rim of the pot. Next, you're going to take your lovely sort of taupe candles and place those in. So the gravel is there to create sort of a basic framework or structure to your candles to hold them in place. So you're kind of making them in a sort of triangle shape. Then we're going to add in our moss. That just sits around the candles. You can break it up and just sort of fill in the gaps. If you want to keep this sort of as fresh as possible for as long as possible, you can water this. Okay, so that's your moss. And now we're going to add in all of our lovely little sort of foliages and seed heads. So you've got poppy, you've got scabious, so you've got barley, you've got wheat, you've got dried thyme and birch twigs and some sort of Panacetum grass. So I'm going to start with the poppy. Now, in the image of this kit, there's only 3 of everything, but I've popped in more for you, just so that, you know, if you want to use more, you can. So I'm just adding in the poppy and I'm angling it slightly sort of on an almost diagonal. So I'm working in triangles. So you'll see I've got 3 poppy heads in triangles. I'm not going to use the extra. You obviously can if you want it nice and full, but I'm just going to do what is in the image. So that's basically 3 of everything. So I'm just going to cut down the scabiosa pods now. And again, I'm just going to put those in a triangle. So popping them in close to where the moss is. Like so. Okay, and now I'm going to go with 3 stems of barley. Now again, if you want to use all of your barley, you can. I just wanted to make sure that you had a really lovely full bundle of dried elements. So you can either put them all in your kits or you can, you know, put them in some bud vases or something. And then the wheat. Now none of this needs water, it's all dried, but if you want to keep the moss nice and green for as long as possible, you can. Like I said, you can just add some water in there. I'm going to add in the Panacetum grass, which is this lovely sort of delicate grass. So I'm just trimming that down, sort of taking almost little bits off the main stem. And keeping everything as low as possible, sort of away from the candles. Now, it's not lost on me that it's a candle kit that consists of dry ingredients. Now, obviously, you can light these candles, but the main thing is that you do not obviously let them go. Like, let them go down too far or leave them unattended. You know, we're all adults. We know how to, you know, follow fire safety. So, if you want, I mean, when I have one of these in my kitchen, I don't actually light it. I leave the candles nice and tall, but it's obviously completely up to you. But I would just say that if you are going to light the candles, please, please do not leave them unattended. Okay, now we're going to pop in the dried thyme, which is one of my favorite elements. It just really transports and elevates anything with so much texture. So that's a sort of greeny, browny kind of dried looking element. And again, you can add in as little or as much of what's in your bundle as you want to. But again, just following it round in that sort of pattern. It just creates almost like an autumnal kind of forest floor. And then I'm just going to put in the birch twigs. So again, as little or as much as you want. I'm just trimming mine down slightly, just to create that lovely texture. And that is about it. Nice and quick and easy. So again, just make sure you're not leaving these candles unattended. If you do like them, don't let them burn down too low. You know, they're an inexpensive thing to replace. So just don't let them burn down too low, and then, you know, just replace them if you want to, or just leave them unlit and nice and tall, and sort of enjoy your centerpiece. So there you have it. So that is the autumn candle kit.